In this video, I'm going to show you how to get really impactful data for your city to help you stop short-term rental bans and raise awareness to the decision makers about what great things short-term rentals do in your city. So one of the real important things that you're going to want to do is get the data, not just on how many people are in your city that operate short-term rentals, or specifically, I should say, the amount of properties that are short-term rentals in your city. You're also going to want to get that data split up into at least districts. There might be another name for what your council members or your decision makers use to divide up your city, but in this case, in the US, specifically in Philadelphia, we're talking about districts. So I'm going to use this as an example of how you can get information on short-term rentals in your district that you're trying to speak to a decision maker on. You want to speak to these decision makers based on who and where they represent. And usually it is a demographic or a certain base of individuals, and it is a certain district, usually the district that they represent. So without further ado, here's how you do that. So first, what you're going to want to do is go to AirDNA. And I won't go through a whole tutorial on AirDNA. They have information on that already. It's very simple. But what you're going to want to do is go to AirDNA, and you're going to want to search just your city. And you want to buy the data for that entire city. That's what I recommend. You might be able to find what you need without that and do it for free, but I really recommend just buying the entire data for that city. It's usually going to be about $100 for a month's use. That's all you need. And if you're in a smaller city, it's even less. So you do that, and then you get access to this data. Again, the free version should give you this information: how many active rentals are in a certain city or a certain area. So I'll just quickly put in Philadelphia so you see how many are in Philadelphia. Now South Philadelphia. There we go. Just Philadelphia. So it's doing its work. All right. There's 4,714 active rentals. It shows that there's 70% of those as entire home rentals. So that's almost 3,000 and some change active full home rentals. And that's really important to us. Now what you're going to want to do is look at your city council person that you're looking to speak to. So for us, we're looking to speak to this city council person, Maria, and she is in District 7. So what we're going to want to do is get the info for District 7. Now, you can't just put District 7 in here. You can only do neighborhoods and zip codes and addresses. So here's how you figure that out. First, you're going to need to search up your district map. Just type in district map in your city in Google, and you should be able to find a picture like this pretty easily. It tells you where each district is in your city, and it gives you the lines. Then you want to search your city and zip code map. You'll get something like this. This divides all the zip codes up. You'll notice that these zip code combinations line up pretty well with how these are drawn out, and that's on purpose. That's usually how things are split up. Now, in some cases, you'll have a zip code that is in two different areas. Don't worry too much about that. Keep it simple. You're trying to get broad, general data. You're not trying to be a data scientist. This is to give people awareness and understanding of what's going on in their city. So, for District 7, we have this area right here. Now, let's look back on this map and see where those zip codes are. We can kind of see that this kind of matches that trend. So I would say that District 7 is 19122, 19133, 19124, a little bit of 19134, maybe 19125. Let's look again. Okay, now I'm looking again. Looks like I might have added a little bit too much on there. I'd say it's mainly 19124, not much of 19134. And again, you really want to eyeball this. You do not want to try and become a data scientist or a cartographer, someone who works with maps. This is to give a clear picture, but not an exact to the number of houses picture of what is happening in your person's city. 1 second, that was my alarm. Let me shut that off. Now, when you get that information, then what you're going to want to do, and let's start with 19122, is go back to AirDNA, go to neighborhoods and zip codes, type in 19122, press enter. Gives you this whole zip code, tells you the active rentals there. So I have a little sheet, 19122. And actually what I normally do is put all the zip codes that I'm targeting on the sheet first and then go one by one, but for demonstration purposes, I'll just show you 19122. So I have the number of active rentals, and then I also have the total whole home listings or entire home listings. It's good to separate those because in a lot of cases, ordinances that affect a shared space does not affect a whole home listing in the same way. And whole home listings in a lot of cases are what we're looking to protect the most. Those are the ones that are the most under fire. So we know it's 194 in total of homes, but you do 73% of 194, you get 141.62, just round up, 142. So you know that 142 of those are whole home listings. This is crucial to give your decision makers the information they need to understand your industry and to listen to what you're trying to say. Because if you can show them with numbers that, hey, this many homeowners or these many properties are going to be, eliminated or going to be adversely affected by the ordinance that's being passed, that makes it real for them. That's one piece. Now, of course, the other big piece is the in-person connection. You want to bring in constituents from that neighborhood or zip code to them so that they can meet those people in person. That's the most important part, but this is also an important piece. And some people, some decision makers will be very data oriented and some will be a little more people oriented. I'd say all of them are people oriented though, because people are who elect them. But some of them definitely want that data more than others. So you need both. Hopefully this was helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email and go to my social media and send me a message, and I'd be happy to help. Also, feel free to leave a comment as well. Thanks again and have a great day.